Greetings, YouTube! The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today we are going to talk about the fourth subclass for the Pugilist class, which is the new class, new base class that has come out for Dungeons and Dragons from one of the third-party publishers that is there. And that subclass is the Street Saint. So, it is devote yourself to prayer and pummeling. And on the thumbnail, I posed the question, why play this when you can just play a paladin? And as you can tell from that, I'm probably not going to give this a great score. So, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. At third level, of course, just like everything else in 2024, you get your subclass. And this one is the Street Saint. This is kind of a mix of a paladin and a cleric and a pugilist. It's got flavors in it. It's kind of a stretch to me. It almost feels like they were trying just to force a few things into this class. Really, in my opinion, there could have been 4 subclasses. A couple of these could have been taken out. Some are better than others. Some are worse than others. This is one of the... It's okay, but again, you know, you might as well just play a paladin. The Hand of Dread, which is kind of that warlock blend with the pugilist, that also to me seemed kind of forced, but it is what it is. All right, so at third level, you get a couple of things. First off, you get Channel Divinity. Paladins and clerics both get Channel Divinity, and they get it twice. The pugilist only gets it once per short rest or long rest. Let's go over here and take a look at the paladin. And we've got the paladin. So we've got Channel Divinity right here, and the paladin can use this twice, and they regain 1 use after a short rest. So I'm going to be kind of going back and forth, doing a comparison with this and the paladin. So at third level, paladins get Channel Divinity, and so does the Street Saint. Street Saint can use this for 2 things. So one is they can use it for Fist of Faith, and the second is they can use it for Grace of the Gods. So, Fist of Faith, as a bonus action, you can imbue your fists with Righteous Fury. For the next minute, your unarmed strikes deal an extra 1d4 damage or 2d4 if the target is a fiend or an undead. So 1... they didn't include pugilist weapons in this. 2, it takes a bonus action, which the pugilist uses their bonus action for a whole bunch of other stuff that does damage, is like a direct action versus imbuing themselves with extra power. And 1d4 is not that much extra damage. It's particularly when we compare it to something like Paladin Smite, which again was nerfed in 2024 from Divine Smite, but it still does more damage. So, you know, here it is. It's an extra 2d8, and it's an extra 3d8 if they're a fiend or an undead. So, much, much better for the paladin. The second thing that you get is Grace of the Gods. As a bonus action, you beseech the gods for their grace for the next minute. You have resistance to necrotic damage. That is going to come up very irregularly. It's very situational. And when you make a saving throw, you can add 1d4 and add the result. Okay, that's kind of like a minor bless just for you. The paladin gets spells. So spell casting, and bless is one of those spells that they can cast. So, and the clerics get it too. And bless is to hit and save. So again, why don't you just play a paladin or a cleric? Also at third level, you get Lay on Hands. Your blessed touch can heal. You have a pool of healing powers that replenishes when you finish a long rest. With that pool, you can restore a number of hit points equal to 3 times your pugilist level. And what is it for the paladin? It's basically the same wording. You can restore a total number of hit points equal to 5 times your paladin level every long rest. So, you know, why don't we just play a paladin? So as a bonus action, you can touch a creature and draw power from the healing to restore a number of hit points to that creature up to the maximum amount remaining in the pool. You can also expend 5 hit points from the pool to remove the poison condition. Paladins can do this as well. You can also expend 5 hit points to remove the poison condition. So, okay, it's the same, so why not just play a Paladin? At 6th level, we get Ravaged but not Resolute. So and this is directly tied to one of your Pugilist abilities. So this is what it should be. Not, I'm going to use a bonus action. Again, these 3rd level options all use a bonus action, which is taking away from things that you do as a Pugilist, like bonus unarmed strike. When you use Moxie, you could expend a Moxie point to do 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. So, you know, I would rather do those things than do the Street Saint kind of bonus action type of things. Now, Ravaged but not Resolute. So when we use our Bloodied but Unbowed, and we get Bloodied but Unbowed at second level. So when you take damage, you take a reaction to regain all your expended Moxie points. If you are bloodied when you take this reaction, you gain temporary hit points equal to 4 times your Pugilist level. But these disappear after a short rest. Once you use this, you can't do so again for a short rest. Okay, so that's a good thing. And this is a 6th level feature. So when we use that, we fully replenish our Lay on Hands pool. And then once we use this feature, we can't do so for a long rest. So you know, these two things may not line up like you think. They may not happen at the same time. It says you can fully replenish your Lay on Hands pool. Doesn't mean you have to, but you really want to use this when this Lay on Hands pool is pretty low. At level 11, we get Aura of Resilience. When you use your Dig Deep, so Dig Deep, you can use a bonus action to dig deep for 10 minutes. So it's a bonus action to use it. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, and ignore the effects of exhaustion. Once you do this, you can't do it again until you finish a long rest, and you gain 1 exhaustion to restore the use of it. So it basically gives you some utility and defense. Okay, so however, when you use this, there is an emanation that comes from you for 10 minutes, and it goes inactive if you have the incapacitated condition, and your allies within the aura gain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. Now, Paladins also get an aura, and they start getting their aura at level 6. They get Aura of Protection, and everybody gets a bonus to saving throws equal to your Charisma modifier. And then there are a bunch of other auras that the Paladin can get based off of their oath, like Oath of Devotion. You get Aura of Devotion, so that's against Charmed. Oath of Glory. You get Aura of Alacrity, which gives some extra movement. Oath of the Ancients. You get Aura of Warding, so you have resistance to necrotic, psychic, and radiant damage, so on and so forth. So this is just another form of an aura that procs off of your Dig Deep, which is a bonus action. Lastly, we get Hollowed Hands. Once on each of your turns when you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, okay, that's good. When you do a thing, that's good. It's not a bonus action. You can expend a number of hit points from your Lay on Hands pool to deal extra radiant damage to the target to a maximum of your Pugilist level. The damage equals the number of points expended, or twice as much if the target is a fiend or undead. So at this level at 17, you can do an extra 17 radiant damage or an extra 34 radiant damage to a fiend or undead. Once on each of your turns. Once. So just remember that. You can't do this on every unarmed strike. Now, if this were paired up with this very small amount of damage here from Fist of Faith, that's pretty good. Again, what does the Paladin get at 17th level? Let's go to class features and go all the way down. And we get Aura Expansion. You know, there isn't really anything at 17th level. For the subclasses, there isn't really anything either for a lot of these. So that's kind of an odd one, but they get like Undying Sentinel, Oath of Glory gets Glorious Defense. So again, I don't think it's necessarily worth taking this subclass when you could just be a Paladin. The Paladin's going to do more damage. It's going to have more spells. It's going to be able to do more with its subclass features and its class features. It's got access to weapon masteries, all of that. So what am I going to give this one? I'm going to give this one, just because of that, I'm going to give this one a C-. I think the Pugilist class should be concentrating on things that pugilists do. And that is unarmed strikes, that fisticuff die, moxie stuff, grappling, things like that. And those are big ones. So for instance, like the heavy hitter, when you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can use the damage and your choice of grapple or shove option. That's all the time. And if you happen to be a grappler, you can drag them around all over. There's so much great stuff the pugilist can do. And I like to see the subclasses have abilities that are going to complement that. All right, that is the video that I have for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.